Our business is mostly wholesale. We do what they call food service, and so we sell restaurants, hotels, hospitals, cafeterias, independent white tablecloths, in-house feeders. Your first impression when you pull up to Testa Produce is that this is a very different organization. You show up, there's a barreled green roof, there's solar panels, there's a wind turbine out in front. We're in the produce business. Anybody who's in the produce business has to have some sense of what it takes for the earth to produce crops and water conservation and droughts and floods and all this other stuff. We have made a statement that says we are going to be as sustainable and as green as we possibly can, and we actually are backing it up. Turbines are, to me, there's nothing unpleasant about them. I don't find them as an eyesore. I don't find them offensive in any way. I think about them as a great power source for America. Given the course of time, I probably think within 9 or 10 years we'll get the money back for the turbine. The turbine lasts 25 years. It's proven to be a tremendous asset for me. Puts out 30 to 35% of the building's power on any given day, especially on days like today. And at times it'll actually power the building 100%. And over a long period of time, that energy savings translates into bottom line dollars. And that's what you really want to do. You're trying to save bottom line dollars. Although we put out a lot more money to begin with, the bottom line is that it'll be less money for me to operate this facility 5 years from now, 10 years from now than my competitors. And that's exactly how I designed it. Well, back in the yards is mostly, it's the old stockyards. A lot of unions probably got started because of the way conditions were back then. It's quite a change from the slaughterhouses to this. Turbine is 50 feet deep, 50 foot of concrete for the base. And power goes from there into the building. But first it's got to go through to a transformer, because it produces 690 volts AC, but that's not good for anything. So it goes to a transformer. And then it knocks it down to 480, then it enters the building. It actually has two speeds, 200, and then it goes to like 750 kilowatts. So it's up to like 7 meters per second. It'll stay in the lower gear. Then once it gets past that, it goes into the higher gear, which can go up to 750 or even higher kilowatts.
This is your main control cabinet. This is where your interface will be with the turbine. We have RPMs of the rotor, 0, wind speed, voltage, pitch of the blades, this is an important one, position of the nacelle, any kind of errors we have, and then we can go into different screens. Tells us temperatures, pressures of the hydraulic system. This is a very unique site, very unique. Like I said, the only other place I've seen it is Boston has a few of them, but it's different. It's very different to see these in the city.
Because out there it's just all cornfields, corn, more corn. But out here you definitely get a different view. It's nice when the sun's setting and all the lights start coming on, the buildings and the streets, and all you can see all the grid work starts, popping up here and there, and then buildings start lighting up, and that's the best part. So the sun's going down, the lights are coming on, and it's really peaceful.
Some people look into them they know quite a bit when they come by the site and start asking questions, and other people, ask me how much that fan is going to cool the earth.
We had one lady show up and wanted to hug the turbine. We said, sure, go right ahead. You can hug the turbine all you want. So she hugged the turbine and then she left. The response to the turbine has been really, really cool. I think it's really stupid that we don't use more of them, but that's just me. Other people would raise an objection. They don't want them off of Cape Cod, blocking their beautiful view, and they think it's an eyesore. I think they're full of baloney.
As far as misconceptions, as far as financially, people say that wind will never pay for itself and it's not worth the investment. So it's not true. We've done models where they definitely have and do.
That's the newest technology, and if people did wind power, they wouldn't have to they wouldn't have to put up more nukes. And there's no nuclear waste to get rid of.
Everybody just you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to do stuff. That's the other thing. People are afraid. They're like, oh, I can't do that. I can't afford it. I can't do this. I can't do that. I hear that all the time. I think the city has a tremendous opportunity. Maybe not something this big, but there are other things that you can do with turbines or any type of wind power type of vehicles that would be great for the city. If you go on top of the John Hancock, or you go on top of any of those tall buildings on there, your wind speed up there is tremendous. Usually it's over 12, 14, 20 miles an hour a lot of times. Could you develop different types of turbines that could fit on top of those buildings that could produce power? Absolutely you could. It's a question of whether or not you want to.
I've always been interested in the newest technologies, and this is it, It's the future, so everybody should go up there at least once.